Good afternoon. Glad that you're returning again, and we're still looking to see what we can do in terms of building and bringing kindness into our lives, and also connecting this with this season of Lent that we're also in. I don't know if you've heard the expression, but I've often heard the expression, don't just stand there, do something. Well, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes looking at that phrase, but in a different way. I'm going to reverse it a little bit. Instead of saying, don't just stand there, do something. I want us to look at the phrase in a different way. How about don't just do something, stand there? Because busyness is such a part of our lives, and it can take a toll on us if we don't learn how to balance our work, our prayer, and our leisure. The practice of pausing throughout the day in order to get in touch with the soul, it has deep roots in monastic life, but somehow we have to make it a part of our own life. And Lent may be the best time to do this. I made a retreat a few years ago in the Smoky Mountains, and it was absolutely gorgeous. But the theme of the first day of the retreat was be still. And that's when I had realized that I had forgotten even how to do that. And maybe you can relate this in your own life. When you're surrounded by the chaos of tasks and obligations and all the work that you've got to do either at home or at your workplace, and sometimes it's just hard to stop the chaos in our lives, to stop and learn how to sit still and to listen. It's the sacred pause, I think, that's really important. And sometimes just the sacred pause, we can hear something that God might be telling us that we wouldn't have given ourselves a chance to listen to before. We really don't know what each day is going to bring us. And maybe today will be all that we have. An unexpected suffering or sorrow, can force its way through the doors of our lives unannounced. And suddenly everything is different. Everything changes. Loved ones who are with us one day can be snatched from us without warning. A sickness can enter our bodies and take over our energy and take over our spirit. So finally, I think when we give ourselves a chance to be still, to stop the busyness in our heart and to listen to where God is directing us, it's only then maybe that we can hear the message that God is giving us. Then maybe we realize that we only have today. We only have the precious moment of the present moment. Beyond that, we don't know. We really don't know. All of a sudden, what just a few days ago seemed important, maybe now no longer is. What took up our time and weighed us down no longer seems like a heavy burden at all. And it was in being still and seeing the sacred pauses that we can have during some days help us to manage to hear the message that God is sending us today. Remember that phrase, if today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts. So maybe looking at what is left in Lent, we can make a promise to ourselves, and that is to see each day as a gift from God. There may not be many moments to be still while we are at work, but once in a while, as we go from desk to desk, or office to car, or copy machine to conference room, we might consider a sacred pause, a single moment, when we can stop and remind ourselves of who we are and where we are and why we are. And perhaps it is that single moment that God might send us a message that we need to hear, and maybe that message can change our life. So if we can do this, if we can give ourselves that sacred pause, maybe that can help to change us and help us to see, to make, and create a better, kinder day in the life of this planet, and see the present moment as the precious moment and the precious moment within the present moment. Let's do that and concentrate on that a little bit this week. Okay? I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.